Yeah. Hi again. My topic that I want to discuss with everyone is practical tips to maintain good mental health as a UX designer. Uh, the reason I chose this topic is so everyone knows that the tech space is a very fast-moving space, right? Lots of stuff that happen. I read somewhere that the whole idea of a startup is to compress what should normally happen in a normal company, let's say like a Coca-Cola. What should happen in Coca-Cola in 20 years? You're trying to compress it into like 5 years. That can like take a huge toll on a lot of people. Like, so everybody's moving at a fast pace, trying to do great work as fast as they can, and just move. So while we are all, I felt like there's a lot that we are going to learn here as regards like our skill set and improving ourselves and improving our design knowledge. I feel like there's a lot we can also learn as regards taking care of our minds, which is pretty much our greatest assets. So about me, just a little, I lead design at Lemonade Finance. Lemonade Finance is we're building a bank for immigrants across the world. So essentially, what is mental health and why it's important? I'm pretty sure like everyone understands what mental health, but just to recap, right, is it's pretty much your mind state, right? Your social, your psychological mind state, your biological mind state, and how you're sort of like, and how you end up reacting to the world, right? And to the world around you. It's very, very important because it's your mental health affects your decision making. It affects your abilities to do stuff and your relationships. And we know that those three things are very, very key on the job. Your decision making helps with solving problems. Your relationship, like your work relationship and things like that, how you communicate with others, how you speak, how you handle feedback and things like that. So it's really, really something that I think we all need to pay attention to. So what makes designers like struggle with, or what can make a designer struggle with their mental health? Basically three main factors. The first is, like I mentioned earlier, there's all of us have like serious workload. Like everybody is always waiting for the weekend to take a break, and sometimes we work through the weekend, and by Monday we're back. We have to deliver stuff on time. I think there was a speaker earlier that was talking about the normal process we see on Medium Post and Substack, and when there's a research phase, there's everything is outlined for you, right? But the moment you jump into work, a lot of those processes is like upside down, and someone just comes to you, this guy mentioned, he said, Oga driven development. Oga just comes and says, hey guys, we have to do this, and we need to submit it, or we need to pitch something to one of the major banks in Nigeria, and you just have to get going, right? Doesn't matter what's happening elsewhere, or you have two other products that you're trying to finish, like you just have to get going. So an average designer has like super workload, and then we have a lot of designers these days just having 1, 2, 3 jobs. There's always stuff going on and stuff to do. The second part can be, for someone like me, I struggle with repetitive tasks, right? Doing exactly the same thing over and over and over, and it's sometimes with design, those things are very, very important. I also struggle with like the tail end of projects because I'm like, I've done all the exciting part. I've been excited, just design, and you're trying to just like finish those tiny interactions, like in the design, and it can be quite a bit of struggle. But I just always console myself that I'm about to get to the end. Yeah, so there's also that. The third part is like, can be an important factor for so many people, and that's like working in places that we can say like toxic, or they don't really understand design, but they need a designer to come up with beautiful interfaces. So it's like, yeah, trying to ask them, oh, guys, let's do some research, and nobody's buying into all of that. right? And I saw a tweet yesterday that one of the biggest struggles like a company would have in retaining a designer long term is when design is reporting to product, or and I'll add to that, if design is reporting to engineering, right? Because it then becomes all about just features for designers. Okay, add this feature, allow the user login, allow the user. There's no, you don't sit down and start. Nobody allows you to really think through your design and your process, and come up with something that not necessarily always different, but there's a reason why you're coming up with this, other than, oh, it's just supposed to have this. It's like ticking off user stories, right? So there's those things really affect design. So like, what are the things that having a challenging mental health process has? So the first thing is imposter syndrome, right? I remember one year when I was just doing solving problems for user stories, right? I'm just ticking off everything. Okay, I've done this. They say we should do login page. I just got to a point where I felt like the work I'm doing is not really impactful, and like I'm looking at other people and they are posting work on Dribble, on Behance, and writing case studies. Especially when you read someone who writes a very detailed case study, and you're like, oh, okay. You can see all the design work you've done, but it feels more like, if you almost feel like a UI designer than a UX designer. So it's like you start to ask yourself, okay, am I really in this industry? Like, can I do this thing? So the other thing that just struggling with causes like stress, anxiety, and sometimes even depression. Like it can be a real. I remember one time, although this was entirely my fault, I was like juggling multiple jobs. I'm not saying juggling multiple jobs is bad, but it can be quite challenging if you don't know how to manage it. But so at that time, I was doing like 2 or 3 jobs together, and then I noticed that every time I hear this Slack ping, it sets me off. Like I just hear that sound and I'm going. Another time it was the Teams notifications. When I hear it, I just feel somehow. Even though like I don't have work that I want to submit. Maybe it's my PM that just messages me. I just hear it and I just go off. The other thing that happens with designers is quick burnout cycles, right? So this week you're fine and you're working through it and there's a lot of work, and before you know, like 2 weeks later, you just burnt out, and the work is exciting, but you're just mentally burnt out. And something that also happens to a lot of designers is because they are burnt out, work starts to take it takes longer to complete. So why is it important to be in a good place mentally? It helps you deliver high quality work. If you're fine mentally and you've had good sleep and you're pumped for the work, you can stretch yourself, you can learn new things, you can take the design to new places. You can really design, like you can go in and design high quality work. Also with turnaround times, if you're not burnt out, you can easily just turn around work. Sometimes you're burnt out and all you just need to complete is a forgot password flow for your design. And it will just, like, you've done it so many times, but because you're burnt out, it's just challenging. Also, when you're in a good place, you can really enjoy your work. You can really enjoy your where you work, your co-workers. You're not gloomy and things like, you're happy to go to work. You're happy to resume on Monday. Monday doesn't feel like a shit day for you. You're also able to collaborate better with people. Sometimes, for example, if I say forget password flow, sometimes you might need to discuss with engineering, like, okay, what are the things we need to do? But because maybe you're burnt out, there's anxiety with the work, you don't discuss with all the stakeholders that you need to discuss with it to cater for everything that you need to cater for. And also like empathizing with customers. If you're in a good place, you can easily just you can really reach in and design good stuff and do good customer research, apart from just ticking check boxes from your user flow list that your PM gave you. So tips to maintain like really good mental health. I have like a bunch of it, but I'll just run through it. So work to change toxic environment. So if you're working in a place that they don't value design, I'm not saying quit immediately, because you can be broke, and it's not nice being broke. To add extra wala to your mental health. So, but just getting yourself prepared to maybe tell yourself like 3 months or 4 months time, you need to change job, and search for a place where they really value design. Um, Deal with your imposter syndrome. The truth about the imposter syndrome is, I don't know if it ever goes away, right? We all sort of just have it. It's just the volume of that imposter syndrome is what we learn to control. There'll always be, because design, like they're like what 500,000 people who are designers, and everybody doing stuff and pushing the limits of that design. So you always see stuff that, wow, this guy is really good, and then you in your space, you feel like, oh man, I'm not doing enough. But it's for you to tell yourself that this thing is a marathon. You can learn from what this person has done. The first speaker, I think, spoke about still like an artist. Yeah, so you're really just, you tell yourself that you're learning from so many people. So it's not, don't feel like down, and because I'm not like there yet. So learn to properly evaluate. This one, like I try to do, like evaluate where I am, and it leads to my second point. I just marry them together. So evaluate yourself, evaluate where you are, evaluate and be truthful about your issues, and evaluate your skill level, and create like a very solid design process, or design journey for yourself. I met one guy in about 2 or 3 years ago, and he told me that okay, he evaluated himself, and he told himself, okay, have next 1 year, I'm going to take each month, 1 month, every month I'm going to learn something new. So 1 month for typography, 1 month for colors, and then he started on that journey. I think I met him around the 6 or 7 months. So he really took it slow. He really took it slow, and he was able to upgrade his craft. So another thing is learning to just breathe, to take things easy. One of the things that I appreciate about myself is I don't feel work pressure as much. Like I know, okay, I need to work, I need to do this thing, I need to deliver. If I can't deliver at that time, I need to just communicate that I can't deliver at that time, ask for more time. Have your go-to relaxation process. For a while, I used to go to Twitter to relax, and I realized that you can't use digital to relax, really, to be honest. Look for other things outside of your digital space to just relax yourself. Another thing is developing good sleeping habits, right? Many of us like just run on coffee or run on power horse and try and sleep, guy, like relax and try and sleep. Communicating better with stakeholders. I always try to make sure that I have good communications with people that I'm directly working with, especially the PMs and the front-end engineer. Like they always help you. Like they always help you. Close your laptop and unplug. You have those days when you really shut everything down. Not hibernate your laptop, like shut it down and go and do something else. Pretty much my last slide. Look after your health and your diet. Eat the right things. It's interesting. I come from a health science background, so I know how much your diet really affects how you're thinking. So that's something that you need to do. Drinking water. I read somewhere that just by being dehydrated by 2% can affect how you think about stuff, how you process information and things like that. So like quit the soda. Like I'm not saying, well, you might not quit the soda, but at least drink a lot of water. Have like a glass of water always, or bottle always readily available for you to drink. Discuss and share with other designers. One of the things I value the most is just my designer friends, where we talk about design, we see something outside, we just have those discussions. We're not tearing apart another person's design, we're not critiquing it, but we're trying to learn from it and build, okay, what would you do in this instance? Or oh, okay, or I'm struggling, how do I solve this kind of problem? Just having those people around you is always very valuable. So work on stuff outside of your work, and or maybe try volunteering. I don't do a lot of volunteering, but I wish I did. But so I just noticed that when I do stuff outside my work, I'm like, think, okay, just taking a walk, like going to like the train station and seeing how everything is organized, like the service design of the entire system. Like it really just like helps me think about my design better. Like it's good to read from books and things like that, but seeing like a properly designed item, like, and you are using it and you're like, wow, this is solid design. Like it really helps you, makes you a better designer. Arranging your workspace, like having a neat table is just the start to a great design day, to be honest. Like everybody should absolutely try it. I think I've touched on having a life outside work, so I just leave it. Ignore competition. Like this is like I don't think we are really competing with each other, and I don't think most people really do it. But you find some people. I've worked with some people where we're working in the same project, same company, and we're supposed to be helping the company grow, right? But they're holding their designs so that you don't see it, and maybe you don't. I don't know, is it that you don't want to take something from there? It's just weird. So like there's no competition. We are supposed to help each other build better. Taking walks, very underrated, like very, very underrated. I know Nigeria can be a very rough place to take walks, but sometimes just let's take walks, like the fresh air. I don't know if there's fresh air. Sorry, sometimes I take funny stuff at Nigeria, but it's a great country. Yeah, but take walks. Just allow yourself to think. Very nice. And then journaling. Journaling helps you put your thoughts like on paper. Sometimes when I want to write stuff, I just throw everything down in my journal about my day, about the things about I want to do, ambitions, everything. So putting that there, it's like releasing it into the world, right? Rather than just keeping it in your head. So it really does help. And my final point is understanding it's a marathon. Your career is a marathon. It's not a sprint. It's not. The truth is, you're never going to, if you think, oh, I want to work hard and just so that I can get a 500K job or a 700K or 1 million job. When you get to that point, there's another level. I want to work hard to jackpot. There's another level after that. There's always another level. So seeing your career as, I'm going to be here for a very long time, allows you to sometimes slow down and just do things in the right way. Thank you guys for listening. I hope I've been able to like benefit like you guys with a few good things. Would I don't think there's space for any questions, but that's it for me.
All right, thank you very much, Taqwa. That was a very insightful session.